Hey guys, it's Carl Brown here for GuitarLessons365.com. Got my second episode here of the Fretboard Focus series. Today we're going to talk about bendy scales. Now, what are bendy scales? It's kind of a technique that you'll see a lot of players like Joe Bonamassa and stuff do, where you can take just a basic melodic line and really spruce it up and make it a lot more expressive by bending into notes, or kind of pre-bending into notes as well too. So it's a really cool technique. Can really kind of add a lot of polish to your playing and make you a more expressive player. So we're going to take a look at it here today. Now, I have a downloadable tab for this if you want to kind of follow along with what I'm doing in the video, make it a little bit easier. You'll see if you're here on my Guitar Academy, watching this video on my Guitar Academy, tab is right below the video, just click it right there. If you are on YouTube here watching this video, the link in the first link in the description, right at the top of the description, you're going to see a link directly to the page where this lesson resides on my Academy, and you'll be able to get the tab yourself. No sign-ups required, no emails, nothing. Just directly to the page and the lesson. And now that we're at episode 2, we have multiple episodes of this series. So if you're there and you want to see the other lessons that I do here with all the downloadable tabs and stuff for it, once again, completely free. If you're at my Academy, you're going to see above the video a little button that says Collection Homepage. Click that, it's going to take you to the page with all of these Fretboard Focus lessons all on one page. All right, so let's jump into it here. Now, this kind of technique is pretty cool. You start it with just like, if you even take like a basic blues scale. As vanilla as you can get. Not interesting, right? But we can spruce it up a little bit, but we're going to start with like bending into half steps and then doing some pre-bends as well too. And then we're going to work our way up to whole steps. Whole steps are obviously a more physically demanding bend. They're easier to hear though. Half steps are kind of easier to hear, to get more difficult to get in tune by ear, but they're easier to play because you don't have to bend this far. We'll start with half steps. So a lot of half steps here in the blues scale. So a good way of practicing this stuff is, first of all, let's take a look at this. Those notes on that A string there in that blues scale, that 5, 6, 7. What we're going to do is we're going to take bend the first note, so play the first note, and then bend the half step, and then play the 7th fret. So that note's going to be played bent into. So a good way of practicing these, I'm going to repeat myself a lot here when you're doing this. Play it straight, then so the idea is to try to make it as similar as possible that when you're just playing it straight. So really, you hear it really, perfectly in tune, and you try to recreate that. All right, so we can do this further in the scale. If you check out the, we have that. So once again, play it straight, then with the bend. So that's a great practice technique. Works on your bending control, your intonation a lot. And it's just a really cool way of making things a little bit more musical. All right, so that would be ascending, And then we can descend. So in order to do that, from there, we play it straight. And then we're going to do this. Play that note there, the first fret on the B string. Then play that pre-bend at the 7th fret. So those pre-bends, you got to really kind of be able to feel where that's at in your guitar, that tension needed. Then you play that blues note, and then you kind of release it down to the 4th of the scale. And the bend can be, if you like bending downward, it's fine too. All right, so that's kind of a basic way of practicing the technique, at least. I know this is not a very musical, it's just a blues scale, but it gives you kind of a systematic way of practicing it. You can bend the other notes too, like instead of just, like, You can bend into that from the blues note up to that top note. So that's a cool. So instead of kind of reversing what we did, so you don't have to repeat it there. So kind of doing the pre-bends, kind of descending. So let's look at ways we can spruce this up a little bit. Now, once again, if we have a phrase, so if we're sticking with this blues scale, you want to practice it. You can practice it straight, and then try to make it close to it. All right, but let's add a couple notes to this blues scale. So you'll see a lot of blues players will add that 7th fret on the high E and the B. So when they do it to the high E, they're adding the 9th to the scale, and then when they do it to the B string, they're adding the major 6th, which gives this a Dorian sound whenever you use it. So if we take advantage of that, write a little melodic phrase, nothing impressive so far, just kind of using that 9th and then the major 6th to give it kind of a Dorian sound. You can do it with some bends, and it makes it a lot more interesting. And so I was just taking those, it started with a pre-bend, so I'm getting that release and play that 5, and then we're going to go up 5, 7, then up to that note, the G, then back down, release. So it's a cool little bit. It's just straight scales, really. But you can make it much more expressive. So now let's look at some phrases that kind of mix it up a little bit. Like I did at the beginning of the video, we have this basic scale run. This is in D Dorian. And we can play with those half steps again. So we had a bending there to get, then up to 12 there on the G, and then instead of going just a 10, 12, 13, gonna bend into that 13. And then here, we kind of rounded out the phrase there to end on that 9th. So we're gonna pre-bend that 13, and then, so. A lot more interesting than. All right, and then we're gonna work with, we can reverse that. So that's that, you gotta kind of start this 10 there, kind of do a bend and release there, the 12, and then 12 on the G, and then kind of bend and release there at the 9, that half step. And then we're going to end it up with this. That was a whole step bend. So the phrase without the bend, very common phrase you'll hear a lot, but that's pretty good by itself. There you go. Bend up to that. Obviously, I'm bending the string downward. Kind of practice it like that. And then finish out that lick there. And you start to just so you'll be able to feel it and without focusing on it too much. Just. And you can reverse that. 10 on the high E, 13 on the B. Instead of going 12, 10 on the G string, pre-bend, release. Very expressive technique, a little bit challenging. You got to really use your ear to kind of keep it in tune, and then be able to have a lot of control of your bending technique. But if you can incorporate this into your lines that you're doing, your little phrases or whatever, or just practicing it with basic scales and bending up to some of the notes, and practice that way, try to make it a similar sounding like in pitch-wise as the scale, but then try to make it a lot more expressive. It's highly effective and a musical tool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this Fretboard Focus series, like I said, click on the collection homepage button. You'll get all of them if you're here at my academy. And if you enjoy this, check out the rest of the academy. You got tons of courses for blues-based stuff. We got a big blues rock boot camp and blues mastery course, and lots of technique studies and theory all over the academy. And you can check out my live streams as well. New members get a free 7-day trial. All right, I'll see you again soon.